Whoa boy, what a dumpster fire this morning. So today I wake up and there's a new set of Galactic Challenges, and boy oh boy was Reddit happy about them. Let's take a quick look at... So if you go to Reddit here and you take a look, you can see the folks are quite upset about what's going on, and yeah, maybe for some good reason. It's not great what happened this time around. So let's see what's going on. So if you go into this week's challenges, you'll note on the feats you have to have Beskar Armor Mandalorian to complete this one. So the event's still ongoing. Unless you spent, basically, you won't have this character. I guess you could have banked crystals for quite a while and dumped them and tried to pick up the last two characters. But realistically, I mean, I don't think people are hoarding crystals and resources for him, right? It was announced, I don't know, a week or so ago. I haven't seen any really, big gameplay modes or anything like that where he's better than a GL or something else that people were probably already saving up for. So this was a surprise. This is a surprise, especially given that last week's event was probably one of the best they've had, right? This mode, this Galactic Challenge mode came out, and it was not really well received, right? It was just sort of like another iteration on our challenges. It was okay, it changed every week, but people weren't overly excited about it. And then last week's had the Imperials, and there was some cool offshoots of teams you could use, and people found like this character and that character could help get you past this hump. And like people were actually theory crafting. People in my guild were posting in Discord, hey, if you use this, you can maybe get past this wave, or if you do this. It was really interesting. And I actually swapped mods and did a bunch of stuff I don't normally do for these because it felt like there was a legitimate chance of completing the challenges without, having to have had a certain character or having to have a certain, anything, right? You could just take what you had. And there were people in my guild who were, saying, hey, I don't have Shore Trooper, man. That seems like it's the way to go. And then like somebody else was like, hey, I did it with this character, with Death Trooper and maybe, whatever else it was. And they actually ended up completing it, right? It took them a while and there was some range involved, but whatever. They were able to get through it. So to come off that high and then step into this was really, really surprising, especially since CG, as of late, seemed like they were on the right track. And for the first time in a long time, we had an update for December, a road ahead. We have a new community manager who's been posting in the forums and updating people on Reddit about what's going on in the game. He seemed excited. He seemed to be bringing things forward. We had the release of this new the bonus event here for Kuill and for IG-11. Now, people were a little bit upset about this one. And I don't know if the hate was necessarily... I think that the group who announced it, the SWGO events, I think they announced it and kind of made it sound like, hey, this is going to have a similar drop rate to a Galactic Chase, and it didn't. And people were upset, right? But all that said, look, even if this was just a marquee, us getting bonus shards to this just for farming stuff we're going to need anyways, which most, I've been playing as free-to-play for a long time. I'm just farming relic mats in these nodes anyways, so if I get a few bonus shards on that, great. Would it have been better to have it be like a Galactic Chase level? Absolutely. That would have been super cool. This is the time of the year where people are looking at Christmas events in other games or holiday events in other games. CG doesn't do holiday events. If you're new to Capital Games and to the Galaxy of Heroes, there was a whole hullabaloo last year because they said, hey, there's no Star Wars Christmas, so we don't do Star Wars events. And then they promptly released holiday packs for sale in the store, right, which the community loved. And so it's this weird dynamic with CG. It's almost like there's a light side and a dark side to the company, where there's this ever-ending battle where the light side sneaks a few things out the door and the community's happy and excited, and then the dark side rises up and then they do something stupid like today where they require people to have a brand new character as an event need, right? It's just bizarre. And so even if, I get it, right? They got to make money. They're here to make money. But this is the first time, and I've said this in my past videos, like, I'm a free-to-play player. This one feels a little different in some respects because like you have to have spent money really to have this, and this isn't an event that's locked to a certain time frame. I don't think it will probably return in this iteration. They tend to change the Galactic Challenges. I could be wrong here, but my assumption is that I won't see this event again, and so I'll lose out on whatever rewards it is. Now, Galactic Challenge rewards aren't that great to begin with, so it's not the end of the world, but it kind of puts the foot to the door of this weird thing where like, hey, we're gonna confine this reward to this character, and this is something you're going to have to pay for, right? You're going to have to pay for this character to get in and get these rewards, and that feels a little different than maybe some of the things CG has done in the past. They've had a long history of just bad community decisions. Things where they could have taken a different tact. Like, I'll say this, right? Like, look, if you really want this, right? Like, if you want to go and push the Beskar God, I can't even say. If you want to press the Beskar Mandalorian, fine. I get it. It's a new character. It's the end of the year. You want to close your quarter strong. If you do that, then do this, right? Give us some more Kuill and IG-11 shards here. What's 10 or 12 more or 20 more shards of that guy, to help alleviate some of that farm for people. At least give them, throw them a bone. If you're going to do this kind of stuff, it's just so tone deaf at times, and it makes no sense why they do the things they do, unless you look at it purely from a monetary point of view. This is even stranger in that regard, because like, I don't think that people who are on the fence about spending money are going to go, well, I really want this last prize box, so I'm going to invest, a couple $100 to get this Mandalorian character. That doesn't make sense either to me. It's just so strange. So I think I'm to the point now where I'm not outraged by the decisions they make like this anymore. I just kind of expect it. I will admit, based on the last few months and the new community manager, I don't know his name because he'll probably be gone in 6 months. I apologize if you're watching this video. I've been here a while, man. Like, I've seen you guys come and go. You're one of the better ones I've seen in quite a while, probably since Carrie. And but it's just a weird way to kind of do things. So I don't know what CG's response is going to be to this. There were a lot of threads on Reddit, and part of that's the mods, I think, let it go, and people are going to vent. What are they going to do? They're not going to back down from this. I don't think they've ever backed down from a decision they've made to the community. They've made small incremental changes that generally aren't that great. I think the assumption from the community has always been, hey, if we do this, we'll release this with these ridiculous requirements or these ridiculously bad rewards, and then we'll come back and we'll tweak them slightly, and the community will be happy with that. But I don't know, like, it's really hard to say what goes on over there with things like this. It's very disappointing. One of the other things I've read today about this event, and I have not been able to confirm it, I think I've done, I did 5. I think I tried the resistance on this. So one of the things I read today was like, hey, it looks like JTR, she can't really clear this, with the standard team, even at relic level. You're probably going to need the GL raid to get past it. So if that's true, it's kind of a double whammy. Like, now you're forcing people to have had a specific GL character, and you're forcing them to have this Mandalorian to really get the full set of rewards. I have not confirmed that, but if that's true, again, that's going to be more fuel for the fire and more for the community to burn. I'm really interested to see today how CG reacts to this. They've got this new community manager. This is probably the first big barn burner, if you want to call it, the first big kind of, I don't want to say screw up, but the first thing that's really erupted into a problem since he's been on board. Really curious to see how he handles it, right? It's going to be an interesting test, right? If they are truly turning a corner and becoming a better company, are they going to listen to community? Are they going to look at this and go, yeah, this didn't fly, guys. We should probably rethink this. At the very least, this should just say, maybe to make this just a Mandalorian character. Like, I know a lot of people in my guild filmed the Mandalorian or farmed the Mandalorian. That would at least be, hey, he's been on a node for a while, and it kind of steps the way into getting more resources for the armor, the Beskar armor version of it. That would have been cool, especially if he'd have tied it into the shards for IG-11 and Kuill. But again, I just don't. It's so strange to see how the company does it. Now, they've got loads of metrics, they've got loads of feedback, they can see everything we do in this game, every button you click, every time you touch something, every time you look at something. They know I've looked at this feat tab. I'm sure they've got more metrics than you can imagine. And you can bet the real test of this will be, how many people actually bother to push, this Mandalorian character up all the way, which probably won't be many. People who've done it, who've already got them, are probably already done with it, and so they get this nice little bonus. But, I think the biggest thing for a person who maybe isn't a big whale or somebody who doesn't spend as much on a game, like if this makes you unhappy, like you really should be careful not to spend on it, because that's the metrics they're going to look at. Does this entice people to spend more money? I doubt the sentiment of the actual, the Reddit community and the forum community really drives much of their decision making anymore. This is a billion-dollar company, making a bunch of money on this IP. I think they realized as of late, look, we got to kind of turn the corner a bit. We got to make this community at least. We got to build the community up a little bit and make sure they're being fed good information and then they're being treated at least at some level. But that doesn't mean these things go away, right? So again, as a free-to-play player, this doesn't affect me in terms of like there's no spending for me. I'm not going to change what I'm going to do. I could go complain on the forums or on Reddit. It's not going to matter. They don't really care. I'm not who they care about. It's the people in the middle maybe who spend money. They care about you guys, right? The whales have already whaled. It's the people kind of at the lower tier who maybe spend $100 here, $200 there. That's the people who are really going to decide if this stuff floats moving forward. I'm curious though. Tell me what you guys think down below. Do you think the community is going to respond to this? Or they're going to respond to the community today? Do you think they're going to look at this and go, man, we maybe made a misstep here. Hey, it's the Christmas season, it's the holiday season. We're gonna take a step back and maybe rework this particular item. Or do you think, hey, this is business as usual for CG? This is what CG does, and they're going to continue to do it as long as they have players willing to contribute money to this game and continue to make it what it is today. So leave your comment down below. I'm curious to see where this goes. I haven't made a video in a while, and I just thought this was a really interesting thing that happened today. I'm not averse to seeing new things pop up. I'm not averse. I'm not surprised to see things like this burst into flames with this game. I've been around here for 4 or 5 years now. I've seen it millions of times before, but it is disappointing. I hope you guys find a way to get this character. If you haven't, congratulations. Enjoy the free loot. If you don't, if you're like me, hey, it's just one more thing that you're not going to be able to get to. It's not the end of the world. Those rewards aren't that great. Don't let it upset you too much. You'll get them next time around if they rerun the event, and everybody will be happy, right? So you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give us a like, and feel free to subscribe if you like Galaxy of Heroes or other mobile stuff I cover here and there. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.